Okay. Alright, so I did like a mic check, but I already know y'all can kind of hear what's going on in the background. But I just had to tell this story before I forget. I don't really forget stories, but like, you know, when you be like, oh, I'm going to do it later. And since I'm going to be sitting underneath this air dryer thingy that I got from out of Walmart for only $25. Or was it $35? I think it was only $25. $25, $35. It wasn't $45. But anyway, so, okay, so boom, I was just on Twitter talking shit about how Maya want to go in my new car and sit in my new car. And I'm like, what's the difference between sitting in a new car and sitting in the old car? He done ran my old car battery dead. And that's when I started thinking about all I had to do to even get that car battery. It was the winter of 2020. What year we in? 2021? Yeah, 2020. No, it was in 2021. It was in January, February. That shit was below zero. Below zero. Going the night before, okay, so I missed 3 days of work. So I got up to go to work, and I used to work overnight at Job Corp in Ancestor Springs. Yep, I'm calling y'all bitches out. And there wasn't bitches. I really fucked with them, kind of. Some of them. A lot of them didn't like me because, you know, nigga killed. Well, the hoes didn't like me. The niggas was just fascinated. It's really weird. But anyways, so like I was going to work, and boom, tire blew. I'm driving, the tire said boom. But it wasn't like no spin. Nah, it just said boom. And I said, oh, what was that? So I went to the side. I pulled to the side, and when I got out the car, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I was like, but I got to get off. I said, well, maybe, you know, as a female, this is real stereotypical, because there's a lot of females that know the difference between whatever. But me, I'm the female that's down. I'm the female. I don't need a nigga for shit. I don't even need him for car problems. But I would like them for car problems. I would like them for shit. You know why? So I don't have to think. So, and plus, I'm not, it takes me a while. You know, I'm not that right. So, that shit said, boom, I got out and I looked at it. I said, yo, I was like, well, maybe I could put air in it and I could go to work. That's how dedicated I am. I'm a good employee. So I was like, fuck. So I rode for like another mile, pulled off, and somebody, I'm gonna call him a crackhead because he was a crackhead. He ain't look like a crackhead at the time, but he is a crackhead. He seen me and he was like, do you need help? At first I was gonna be like, nah. He was a white man. It kind of scared me. I was like, nah, but then that's when I remember it was a saying that it was like, God be sending people to help you, and you be sending them away. And I was like, bitch, this is the time where you need help. So I was like, yeah, I need help. I need to put air in my tire. He said, that's not no air problem. I said, what you mean? He said, you need a whole new tire. I was like, oh my God. He said, maybe you got a spare in the trunk. I was like, fuck. So now we take the tire off, or he take the tire off. I'm just sitting there holding the flashlight. Mind you, it's cold. I think it was like 10 degrees. It was cold. And he cold, but he not like me cold. I'm like, because you know, I'm from Miami. I'm like I ain't never feel this type of cold. Not even with the AC on, I ain't never felt no 10 degrees. I was like, oh my Lord, I'm finna die. And I said, well, thank God he came, because I don't know what the fuck I would have done. So he was like, maybe you got a spare in the tire and the trunk. So I was like, okay. So we pull out the spare. We put the spare on my car. Spare dead. Oh no, before we could even say spare dead, my bad. We put this, spare flat. You couldn't tell the spare was flat until you lowered the car and the spare was on the floor. I was like, yo. So he had a portable pump. So this whole time we had the door open. I don't know what's up with that car. That shit drink a lot of battery. Now that I think about it, we had the door open. Battery dead. Fuck. So we can't even plug up the thing to do the thing, because he had a portable air thingy that go into the cigarette thingy to pump up the tire. Car dead. His car too far. The thing like about this long, the wire. So he jumped my car. We pumping the air. Air still no good. We take the spare off, take it to is it Quick Trip that got free? Yeah, Quick Trip. Their air pump not working. At this point, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to work. Now it's 11 o'clock. I start at 11. So then the supervisor called me and I said, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna have to do, but most likely I'm gonna call a tow truck. So she didn't call. That's a whole different story. She didn't call the captain at that time. She waited until later on, till I was like, yo, for real, I ain't coming to work. And so, hold on. I need to take a shot. And so, boom. So I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it work. So if somebody open their mouth and tell you that, you should just already be calling replacements. But since I work overnight, she didn't want to stay her ass. So since I said, oh, I think I'm gonna be able to make it, she fucking went home. Which is rightfully slow, because you fucking been working 8 hours already. But ma'am, you the supervisor, this is what you signed up for. And it's not like I'm doing nothing. My shit really went out. Like, I really can't get to work. I have not ever missed a day of work. I have not ever been late. If I have been late, it's been a minute because I was sitting in the parking lot praying to God that He bring my mind down to y'all level so that I won't have to go in here and be above y'all and see all the fuckery. Like, you know what I'm saying? So boom. Quick Trip, everything fucked up. Fuck. We go to the gas station that we was literally right next to, and he put $1 in to get air. That shit. Oh yeah, it blew up. Yeah, it blew. We got to blow it up or whatever. Yes, I have to hide my shit because Maya would tell me about myself, and I don't be feeling like hearing about myself from a 10-year-old. Why you like drinking, bitch? Because I pay bills. It's depressing. Not really. I don't really care because I always make my money back. But anyways. So she was like, no, so it blew up. But by then, now it's 12. And I'm like, yo, I'm really not going to work. It's already 10 degrees outside. I already have to work with this nigga I don't like. This is last day. I just think it was not meant for me to see him on his last day. Because I had cussed him out. That's a whole different story time, too. That bitch thought he was going to pull up on the Miami bitch. You got the right fucking one, pussy. Pull up on me with anybody. I bet I wreck their ass. But that's a whole different story. So because of that incident, he said something. So he got in trouble. So now he want to put his resignation in. Deuces, make my life easier. So because of that, so it was his last day. He put his 2 weeks in, whatever. So I was supposed to work my last day with him, and I was gonna be in the cold because we gotta do rounds. I gotta be in the cold. My hands already frozen, toes frozen. I was already standing in the cold for an hour already because before we get to work, we get an hour break at least. Like to chill and do fuck shit or clean up, paperwork. But I'm in the cold and I'm like, I'm not going to work. I already don't like this nigga. Then I gotta go. Another shot. So I'm like, So boom. What happened? So boom. She called me at midnight. She like, oh, Decimus, and I said, no, I'm not coming to work. I like, oh, my tire not good. I called a tow truck. Lie. I didn't call no tow truck. I was driving home, right? So I drove home, parked my shit, and tried it again the next day. When I tried it again the next day, the tire blew out. The same spare tire I just put on, it blew out. So mind you, now it's earlier, so now I call my captain. He's like, oh, this is the second day in a row. So, bitch, I'm supposed to know that the tire is gonna do all of this. I'm supposed to see into the future. And just because I could read jaw holes don't mean I could see that the tire is no fucking good. He's like, oh, you're supposed to be better. He's like, you're supposed to do better. I was like, Captain, how the fuck I was supposed to know that? Huh, white? And I know he gonna see this video one day. How the fuck I was supposed to know the tire's gonna blow up? You were fucking them little white holes out there. You thought you was. But anyways. So, yeah, he was fucking everybody out there. All y'all that's gonna see this, his fucking each one of y'all. Each and every one of y'all. But y'all already know that. That's how nasty. Anyways. So then, boom. He talking all this shit. And I'm crying. So then I hit up the crackhead because the crackhead told me he want to hang out. But really, crackhead, like, if I see that you can't do me no solid favor, there's no need for me to even be around you. So the crack, I was like, oh, this and that. He was like, oh, he'll take me. So I said, okay. So the next day, I'm not gonna buy a tire. I didn't need him to buy the tire for me. I got my own money. Just take me to the tire place so I could buy the tire, and then you come back and put the tire on. Crackhead flaked on me. Ain't no pressure. I'll find it. So, oh, matter of fact, this is a whole different story. This ain't got nothing to do with the battery. So I get in the car. 2 days. I missed 2 days of work. On the third day, I was like, I'm gonna go and walk to the tire place and bring back the tire. I could have got in the Uber, but I was like, that's disrespectful, this and that. So I was like, I'm finna walk. Oh, because it was like right around the corner. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy me one and roll that bitch home. And then I find somebody put that bitch on. I'll do it myself. I don't know how to fuck, but I'll do it because he had all this shit in the car. I mean, in my car. So I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll YouTube this shit. I can YouTube anything. You know what I'm saying? So then boom. So then that's when I was gonna wake up and do it, but then something said, Veronica, just drive the car over there, just drive it really slow. So I said, okay, fuck it, I'm finna drive over there. Cause I even called somebody, like a mobile people, to come drop off tires and stuff like that.
Teddy, like, pulled back my bathroom trash can.
So, why you smell so good? Why you smell like? You smell like, get out. You smell like my perfume. That's never my shit. So I was like, and then they wanted like, I think almost $200 for a new tire. I was like, what the fuck is? But I was finna pay it too. But then something said, nah, Frank, just drive your car. So, and then Mimi was like, yes, just drive your car. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Something told me to do it. And Mimi said, okay, I'm gonna just drive the car. So I got in the car, started the car up. No, first I was walking, and that's when the voice said, didn't I tell you to drive the car over there? And I was like, damn. All right. So I turned back around, went to the car, started the car up, and I was driving real slow. And then I was driving, and I was almost there, and this dude seen me. It was another crackhead. There's a lot of meth heads out here, a lot of meth heads. He seen me, and he was all like, oh, do you need a new tire? I said, yeah. He said, well, I work over here. I can get you a new tire for $35. And I said, okay, that's how much I was going to pay over there, but this is closer. I'm going to fuck up the rim anyway. Let me just go over there. So he gave me a tire. That's a whole different story. So I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even know how the fuck I ended up on blah, blah, blah. But anyways, so I get the tire, go to work. So now they think I'm bullshit, but the tire is in the trunk. They got to check the trunk every time I leave about the school. So I know they seen the tire like, oh, she was dead serious. And so then that's when, now it's even colder. Now I guess they probably thought I didn't want to work in the cold, but really it was the car. I don't know what the fuck. I guess the cold do something to the tires and the battery. I don't know what the fuck. It was an old ass car, 96 Honda. So boom. So now I wake up to go to work. No, I wake up to go to the store. I worked that night. But suddenly, like, go to the store. So I went to the store, start up the car. Car don't start. Fuck. Oh, I had went to work 3 days with the new tire. I was off 2 days. And then on my second day off, I was like, let me go. No, 2 days. And then on the third day, when I was gonna go to work that night, I was like, let me go to the store so I could buy something to eat for me and my baby so I could cook. Start the car. Car dead. Battery dead. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? So I called in and I said, yo, listen, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it. And I like the battery dead. I didn't call White this time because his little high and mighty ass do too much. So I called Boucher. Boucher was like, okay. I know Boucher was disappointed, but I mean, what can I do? Battery dead. And so then that's when so the next day I woke up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk and go get the battery. So it's cold, ice on the floor, snow on the floor, and I'm walking. I walk towards the back. There's ice all in the way, so I had to figure a way around the snow and the ice so I could get on the road. Because, like, if I go back there, I can show y'all how it's blocked off. This nigga over here, I don't think he still live here. This nigga over here was fucking with this big girl. And I guess he cheated on the big girl put him out. No. I think he was fucking with the big girl. And the skinny girl came over here and smashed his windows out. The first time she did it, I was like, damn. He went and got the windows fixed. It was the passenger and the driver. He went and got the windows fixed. That bitch came back and said, oh, you got them fixed? She smashed. Oh. She smashed all the windows. She smashed all the... Even the rearview mirror. And I was like, oh. So because of that, he made a police report. This is the second police report. So now they closed off the back because what the bitch was doing was pull up and pull out. She was coming in going out. So now if she would have did it again, she would have had to go all the way around and the bitch would have caught. So they closed the back off. So I'm walking through that and I'm like, fucking nigga, you fucking different bitches. Bitches breaking your shit. Now I gotta, and stuff like that. And then I see a car in a ditch. But the way the car was in a ditch, I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck that car get in that ditch? It's like one of them little ditches that's, if you from up here in Missouri, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it was just like it's not really a ditch, it's like a man-made ditch. They just dug like a long-ass ditch. The car is in the ditch. I'm like, how the fuck? The car not even nowhere near the driveway. How the fuck that, what the fuck? And so then as I'm pondering how the fuck, I'm walking up, I seen the car that was parked on this side of the road, but I thought it was just a regular little Ford Focus. I mean Ford, whatever, that big ass Ford truck that the police people be driving. I thought it was just a regular Ford because, you know, I had my glasses on. And when I come up on it, it's a police. And I'm like, oh, it's police. And I'm like, oh, they trying to figure out how the fuck this happened too. So then I'm walking by looking at it like, what the fuck? And then I'm going to call her Miss Jane because she look like a Miss Jane. Jane from them little shows or whatever. If I can remember, I'll say it later on. So she was all like, hey. Because I said hello. She said hey. And that's when she said hello. She said hey. So I stopped and I looked at her because I'm still looking. And I looked at her and said hey, hello. And then she was like, hello. And then she said hey. And I turned back over. No, I stepped forward and I stepped back like, yeah, it was good. She was like, do you know who car that is? I was like, no. I was in the house for 3 days. Oh, it was so cold. I couldn't even get the new battery. Oh yeah, so I missed another 2 days. I couldn't even get the new battery. I was stuck in the house. Too cold, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even go. So when I called them and told them the battery dead, I spent another day in the house, and then on the third day, I went out. Because it's like, okay, it's not that cold. So I was all like, no, I was in the house. Oh no, I lied, because it was my day off, blah, blah, blah. But I know I missed a couple of days of work. And so I was like, no, I've been in the house for like 2 days. This is my first day at the house in 3 days. She's like, oh, okay. So as I'm walking, and she was all, I had a red shirt on. She like, where you going? I said, AutoZone. She said, you gonna start red? I said, no. I was like, no. I'm finna go buy a battery. When I said that, she was like, and I was like, what the fuck wrong with her? But I didn't think that. I didn't think she was trying to be funny until later on. So I'm like, no, I'm finna go buy a battery. And she was like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. And then I started walking, and that's when I seen a tow truck pull up. So I'm stunting walking, and I'm stunting looking back at the car. So she probably thought it was my car. I crashed it in the ditch. I don't know what the fuck. Because I'm starting trying to be nosy, like, what's she gonna do with the car? And I'm far away now, but I'm still looking back. And so then that's when the tow truck dude pull up. And when the tow truck dude pull up, I see her call him across the street, like, who car that is? Because she trying to figure out how the fuck this car get in the ditch. What drugs was you on for this car to be in this fucking ditch? Which is a good fucking question. That's what I was asking. I'm like, what meth was they smoking? They was smoking some good ass shit. And so then that's when she probably with him no, but he was being rude. You know white folks, they want to be rude to the other white folks. He was like, I kind of get the car. She like, but who called it? I don't know. Somebody called me, but who called it? I don't know. So she like, well, you can't take the car. That's when he like, oh no, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. She like, it don't matter. You can't take the car. So I was like, hell no. Nah. I could hear very far. So I'm hearing all this conversation going, and I'm stunting walking. I'm walking with my J's on. Let me show you the J's. Can I flip this camera? Nope, can't flip the camera. Can't even show you the J's because the J's is like right there in front of me. So I'm walking and I'm like, yo, my feet is cold. This ain't cold weather shoes, blah, blah, blah. I wish somebody, I like, please, Lord, I wish somebody would pick me up. I'm too cold. I wish somebody would pick me up. So I'm walking. Now I'm about like a mile from AutoZone. Mind you, I didn't even bring the old battery with me. I'm just walking with my book bag, finna go buy the new battery and carry that bitch home. Not even, I didn't know that if you turn the old battery in, you get a discount. I didn't know none of that. So then that's when I'm walking, and then there's this meth head at the gas station. He was putting air in his tire. He like, do you need a ride? He a black man. I said, yeah. I said, I need to go to AutoZone. He said, why you need to go to AutoZone? I said, so I could buy a new battery. He said, but with the old battery? And I said, the old battery in the car. He said, well, you need the old battery to trade in so you can get a cheaper new battery. And I said, for real? He said, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, let's go get the old battery. So he took me to go get the old battery. So he took me to go get the old battery. We took it to AutoZone. I took it to AutoZone. They was like, this not even the battery that go in that car. And I was like, I brought the car from an old man, the old man that liked me. If y'all watch my other story time, that old man. And I brought the car from him. So he was a makeshift salesman. Anyways, I knew he was saying fishy about him. So when I took that battery to AutoZone, they said that, I said, so I don't feel bad for cussing him out. You know, I ain't feel bad for cussing him out. And so, but I cussed him out about something else. They must have to do nothing about the car. But I cussed his ass out clean and good. And then, so while I'm in there and with the crackhead, and this is how I found out he was a crackhead. He was already kind of iffy. He kept on talking about weird shit. And I'm like, why are you talking about this weird shit, man? I just need a ride to AutoZone, bro. Like, all this sexual shit. Have you seen you? Have you seen you? So when we get to AutoZone, he like, can I use the bathroom? And so the man let him go use the bathroom. Cause me and the man parlaying whatever. And he come back. He got 2 jackets on. He come back. I ain't noticed nothing. I brought the battery, put the battery in the back of his truck. This man started pulling out all type of shit out his jacket. All type of shit. And I'm like, now I gotta ask you where the fuck you get this car from. Cause now I know you a crackhead. Where you get this car from? Oh, I got this car from here and there. I'm making painted like lies. It was in his car. I found that shit out later on. And so then I was like, oh, maybe he's a functioning meth head. There's functioning crackheads, there's functioning cokeheads. So maybe he's a functional meth head or whatever. I never met a meth head in my life, well, except for the other dude. But I didn't know this he was a meth head until I seen a needle in his car. That's a whole different story. So I'm like, ew, and he even stole the spray thing for the bathroom, like the cleaning thing for the bathroom. I said, oh, I was like, you took that at the bathroom? He like, yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why would you do that? That's nasty. He like, oh, it's good. And I was like, no, it's not. That's dirty. You know what? I was like, what the fuck? So now I'm like, okay, I want to, because before all of this happened, I told him I want to buy weed. He like, so you want to go get the weed? I said, yeah. So then I put gas in his car, whatever. So then he wanted me to go buy him this and that at the gas station. I said, no, I ain't got money for all of that. Because now I see you trying to run a game. So then, when I told him no, I get back in the car. The same shit that he put on the, took out the bathroom, he put it on my seat. Trying to be funny, but a crackhead don't know. I peep everything. So I was like, so I ain't saying I moved it, and then I put hand sanitizer on my hand, and I was like, let me just be nice, because this man, I could obviously kill him, and he could kill me, but I know I'm going to kill him. And I was like, let me just be nice so I can get my weed and go. So we go get the weed and stuff. The dude that's selling the weed weird, too. That's a whole different story. And so, so we get home or whatever. No, before when we get there, the crackhead talking to himself. Now he mad, blah, blah, blah. I guess because he see that the weed man fuck with me. And I said, let me get your number so I could buy more weed from you or whatever. So I guess he see that the weed man fuck with me. So now he in his little feelings or whatever. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. So when we get back over here, and he like, oh, you need help putting the battery in? No, sir. You did enough. Because the whole ride, he talking about this, talking about that. And I said, but why you talking like that? He like, oh, because you're a very sexy person, but I keep telling you don't talk like that. I don't want to hear that. What's wrong with you, weirdo? I was like, what's wrong with you, weirdo? I think my hair is drying up. I was like, what's wrong with you, weirdo? And then that's when, it's dark as fuck. And so then that's when we got here, he's like, oh, do you want me to put the battery in the car? I said, no, thank you. I got it. You could go. You could go.
This man did not want to go. He did not want to go. I had to force him to leave. Like, yo, I had to hop in my car and start my car up and pretend like I was leaving. He still was sitting there. So I pulled off. So he had no choice but to pull off too. He started like trying to watch me and shit. And I did a turn and he did a turn. But anyways, I said all of that to say, like, I did all of that. I walked in the snow, encountered a police officer, seen some weird shit, went to AutoZone with a crackhead. I was stealing everything at them people's store. Now, I look like a crackhead with him. Crackhead mad because I don't want to buy him shit so he could go buy crack. Smoke his little boot joint with. You know what I'm saying? Weed man text me that same night talking about, oh, can I ask you a question? What is there for you to ask me? I brought a 3.5 out your hand. I brought a 3.5 out your hand. What is there for you?